dog, but otherwise, she was surrounded by men and horses and the funk of manure. She didn't see women of any description. And there, beyond the South Platte that Cherry Creek flowed into, rose the muscled peaks of the Rocky Mountains. They were so imposing, they seemed to compress the breath out of her. She had longed to see mountains again. It had been the one glimmer of anticipation that had kept her spirits up while she'd endured this journey. The Rockies weren't like the Appalachians, though. There were no soft green wrinkles and folds that had bunched around her like a comforting blanket when she'd been a child in Bedford, Pennsylvania. These were sharp, broken teeth, craggy and hewn and forbidding as they shot upward above the tree line and attempted to tear holes in the silk blue sky. I should have stayed in Topeka. She'd had nowhere to stay there, though. No place that was safe, no place that wanted her. It was the story of her life to hear the words, "You can't stay here."
"Lady, are you waiting for mail? If not, move away from the window."
She glanced at the wiry man wearing filthy clothes and muddy boots. His eyes were bright beads in a face of scraggly gray whiskers and brows. Men who looked equally disreputable were gathering behind him. She moved to enter the express office, but an employee barred her.
"We close while we sort the mail,"
he told her. "I only want to—" He closed the door in her face. "Wait for my party out of the wind." Marigold bit back a huff. She wasn't a timid woman, but after 4 years of her uncle's politics getting them into confrontations of ever more serious natures, she'd learned that even the battles worth fighting could leave you standing in the rain at midnight while your home went up in flames. Turning from the door, she looked for a place to sit. Not here. Danger scented the air. The line of men continued to grow, and she knew it was only a matter of time before—
"Hey, lady, are you married? You want a husband?"
"Looking for the cat house? I'll show you where it is."
"What's that you're wearing?"
Oh, these infernal bloomers. Marigold sent a dismissive smile toward the men. "I'm waiting for someone."
"Who?"
"Mr. Virgil Gardner." She didn't know what she would do if she had missed catching him. She didn't have money for a boarding house.
"You're his bride?"
A series of grimaces and skeptical brows rippled across their faces. It was a collective yeesh that wasn't the least bit encouraging. Before she could say not exactly, she heard her status as his bride being relayed over one shoulder to another down the line. Men even stepped out to look.
"Her?"
More brows wrinkled as they stared unabashedly.
"Huh."
The man closest to the mail window rapped on the glass and called through it, pointing.
"That's her! That's Gardner's bride!"
The mail window screeched open. The clerk who'd closed the door on her poked his head out.
"You're Pearl Martin?"
He frowned at her bedraggled appearance.
"He said you'd send a letter to tell him when you would arrive."
He snapped his fingers at the men.
$1 to fetch Gardner. His wagon's at Pollock's, but try the saloons."
"I'll do it."
A less-than-spry man of 60-odd years took off in a hitching trot. Marigold opened her mouth to correct their assumption that she was Pearl, but shut it again, saving her breath for the man who had written,
"I enclose a prepaid ticket on the express. You'll find me to be a fair, respectful man to all but liars, cheats, and thieves." "Do you drink out of your own barrels?"
Virgil Gardner asked Cecil Dudley, keeper of the Dudley Saloon.
"It's not what your men are drinking, it's how much,"
Cecil insisted, mustache quivering uncertainly.
"The hell it is."
Virgil leaned his arm on the bar top.